Good day, everyone. A new Ebola outbreak has been declared in the DRC, and this has spread to Uganda. And people are concerned for one simple reason, that the outbreak has already reached such a massive proportion that the World Health Organization has declared it a global emergency. Now, at this stage, it's not declared a global pandemic. It's declared a global emergency because of people that traveled from the area where this Ebola outbreak has taken place. And I'll provide you with 5 different article links from across the world so that you can see that this is being widely reported on by large-scale news organizations. At this stage, I don't see any specific narratives playing out, but what I am seeing is panic on the back of the hantavirus outbreak that a lot of media got involved in, probably more than I think would be normal, considering that something like this was taking place and not picked up initially. So the big concern here is the fact that there was such a delay, and what we are looking at now is 88 confirmed deaths, over 300 people that are suspected to be infected. So in this article from Al Jazeera, it says, WHO declares Ebola outbreak in DRC, Uganda, a global emergency. What to know? The DRC outbreak causes more than 80 deaths. It stands at 88 that are confirmed now and spreads to neighboring Uganda. The World Health Organization has declared the latest Ebola outbreak in the DRC and neighboring Uganda a public health emergency of international concern. After the virus killed nearly 90 people, the outbreak originating in eastern DRC, Ituri province, involves the rare Bundibugyo strain of Ebola. The variant has no approved vaccine or treatment. Now, that's the important part to understand. A lot of people that are anti-vaccine will be happy that there's no vaccine for it, but you must understand that vaccine trials are already on the go, and that some of the trials, according to the reports, are showing efficacy. So I don't know what that means. I'm not going to give my opinion on that process. What you do need to know is that this can escalate because it is Ebola. The kill rate is fairly high. On this specific one, I believe it is close on 30%. They say a health authority said the outbreak poses a high regional risk because infections have already been detected in Uganda and cases linked to the outbreak have reached Congo's capital, Kinshasa. So it's about the proximity of people to each other, and this is the main concern. The WHO, however, stopped short of declaring a pandemic, saying it did not meet the necessary criteria. The United Nations agency advised countries against closing borders or restricting trade. So at this stage, they are saying that countries should carry on trade and movement as normal. And then there's a pictogram in the specific Al Jazeera article that explains how the Ebola virus works, where it comes from, etc. And then what we know about the outbreak. It was first reported in Ituri province in the northeastern DRC on Friday. So very recent, near the borders with Uganda and South Sudan, according to the African Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. As of Saturday, the center had reported 88 deaths and 336 suspected cases, of which I believe 10 of them are confirmed. So I want to turn here to some of the other articles. BBC running with us. How worrying is the Ebola outbreak in DRC Congo? I'll give you the links to all these articles in the description below, as well as in the first comment. CNN running with global scramble to contain new Ebola outbreak as US looks to relocate small number of citizens affected. And then in Reuters, Congo confirms new Ebola outbreak, 80 deaths. Well, we know the deaths have actually been more than that. But I want to go to the CDC now, where they claim to have the latest figures. And this is what actually matters. Because what a lot of people are saying is the fact that US aid is being withdrawn from many of the African countries, that this caused the delay in the reporting of the Ebola. Now that can be a possible narrative starting to play out. And the US aid being withdrawn, stopping the necessary care and tracking and tracing and everything else that's involved with disease spread control. So the current situation: in early May, a hospital in Bunia Health Zone on northeast DRC identified a cluster of severe illnesses affecting healthcare workers. So these are people working in hospitals getting sick. Nurses, doctors, etc. Initial samples tested in DRC were negative for Ebola virus, but it's because it was the other strain. But by May 15, 8 out of 13 samples tested positive and 5 were inconclusive. Using genetic fingerprinting, the illness were identified as the Bundibugyo, as they pronounce it, virus, one of the 4 types of ortho-Ebola viruses that cause Ebola disease in people. There is no vaccine for Bundibugyo virus, and treatment consists of supportive care. As of May 17, there are reports of 10 confirmed cases and 336 suspected cases, including 88 deaths in DRC. So this is according to the American CDC. There are 2 confirmed cases, including 1 death in Uganda. In the people who travel from DRC, no further spread has been reported. But we are waiting for updates on this. These numbers are subject to change as the outbreak evolves. Like I said, this broke literally on Friday. Historically, Bundibugyo virus has death rates ranging from 25 to 50%. So it's extremely high. So even if there's just care given, a lot of the people end up dying. So it's something that a person needs to take seriously, and the people that don't believe in viruses, etc., if you experience this, you'll find out for yourself. Patients have experienced classic Ebola disease symptoms like fever, headache, vomiting, severe weakness, abdominal pain, nosebleeds, and vomiting blood. So if you know anyone that was in that area, treat them with suspicion. Patients have experienced classic Ebola disease symptoms. Okay, in DRC, most cases to date have been in people from 20 and 39 years old. So a young group of people, and 2/3 have been in female patients. This is what has been done in the meantime about this, and this is what a lot of people will be interested in. Will there be a global pandemic declared, a regional pandemic, whatever the case? The CDC response, CDC is working with international partners and the ministries of health on this evolving situation, and people in South Africa need to take notice of our healthcare departments involved, and the Minister of Health actually might take action in South Africa because of this. CDC is further supporting response efforts through our country offices in DRC and Uganda to provide technical assistance with disease tracking and contact tracing. Now, we know during the COVID-19 pandemic, I had a huge problem with how a lot of that played out. Laboratory sample collection and virus sequencing, infection prevention and control, IPC efforts, and then local border screening. So I don't know what that will look like, the screening at borders, or what will actually be done to screen people. Coordinating with affected countries and international public health partners, providing personal protective equipment or PPE and infection control supplies. Now, what I can say is some of the medical staff, after they knew that it was an Ebola virus outbreak, after using PPE, also contracted the disease. So that is a bit of a concern, which means that the measures taken for the health of the staff did not work. Risk communication and community engagement in affected areas, so it's informing people of what's happening. And then they speak about what is happening in the United States, and you can go and read through all of these articles. I just wanted to make you aware that at the moment there is an outbreak of Ebola that the World Health Organization has called it international concern. They have not called it a pandemic as of yet, or global pandemic. They call it a public health emergency and of international concern. So I will keep you updated as this develops, just like I will with the live stream I did last night on the attack on a nuclear power station, a civilian nuclear power station in the UAE. I'll keep you updated as this develops, because this can escalate rapidly. And this is where false narratives can very easily be created. I'll be looking out for that as well. The same as with the attack in the UAE on a nuclear power station, where people were putting up pictures that were fake and had nothing to do with the incident itself. So I really want to thank you all for watching. Please like this video, share it with other people. Go and read these articles to look at the narratives being put out, and tell me in the comments, what you think about this, how you feel about this situation with the Ebola outbreak. The World Health Organization, I know the public trust in the World Health Organization extremely low because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the actions that governments took at the time. And tell me where the red lines would be for you with regards to border crossings, restriction of movement, etc. Thanks so much for watching. Till the next video, and remember, stay free.